Hello everyone, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald. For this Friday, February 17th, 2023, we are using the traditional Rider-Waite deck to tap in to see what a little bit of a reading here we have for today on the energy. And we have out of the deck the Nine of Wands coming out for us today. I'm feeling though like maybe you're feeling really tired, like totally dragged out, worn out, exhausted, exasperated, frustrated, and so just tired of this monotonous routine. Okay, this is what I'm really feeling for us. Okay, and so I feel like you're in a bit of a power struggle, so to speak. This could be within yourself for choices you've made that have gotten you to this place in time, or this could be with another party. So however that resonates for you, I feel like you could be at a space where you're like taking a step back, like, whoa, okay, let's evaluate the situation here. How far have I come? What got me to this place? What decisions got me to this place? And you could be metaphorically licking your wounds, so to speak. I really feel like you are in a space where you're tired of the arguing. You're tired of this back and forth. I feel like each time that happens, this is where you're losing more and more confidence in yourself, confidence in the choices that you're making. And so this is really, you're taking your time right now to just really evaluate things and see, where is it that I want to go? What is it that I want to take from this situation? How can I move forward in this situation or improve the situation? So I feel like this is a calling for you now to kind of rise to the occasion, okay? And this is about really stepping into your power. This is about how you stop making excuses, and really step into a space where you're starting to take action and to do something about this situation. So this is really where I see you kind of taking down that wall and really just starting a fire with those wands, using that to build your fire, right? So this is about lighting a fire within you, lighting a fire around you. I feel like this fire is so symbolic, right? This is for you. This is like how you, like in a real true survivor situation, and I see this whole like naked and afraid scene where you're kind of like out in the wilderness and you're trying to find your way, but it's really about keeping the enemies and predators away from you while you're trying to get it together, right? And I get big chills with that, right? You might really feel like, man, I am in survival mode and I am trying to work through this. And so this also, when you take that wall down, when you're working with these wands and you are taking them down one by one, you're working through those emotions of each of those situations from the past that kind of got you to where you are. You're trying to work with that shadow part of yourself and work through some of that energy and feel through some of those emotions. And so as you kind of light them on fire, as you work through each of them, you're kind of burning away that past. You are taking that wall down, right? And you are then keeping yourself protected from all of the predators that are around you while you are still processing all of that. And so this is a huge thing. Now, I really feel like you're straight spooked by the past. I feel like you could be wondering, like, what is out there beyond that wall, though? What is lurking beyond these wands? You know, what is this that I need to protect myself from? What are these predators? Now, these predators could be within yourself, right? Your own thoughts. These could be literal predators, things that lurk in your environment that you have to be wary of. These could be people, right? Kind of talking and, kind of coming at you. And so you have to protect yourself, or to maybe defend yourself and defend your honor or your character against these people, right? So you're straight spooked, though, by the past, things that you have been through that have gotten you into this space. And I feel as though that is what's going to fuel this fire more, by you not wanting to go back into the past, by you not wanting to return to that space. Now, remember, everything that you've gone through has prepared you for this very moment. You will not be sent into battle without being prepared, right? Spirit has set you up into this space where you've learned all of these lessons, and you have every lesson in your belt that you need going forward, that you are prepared to handle anything that comes your way. Know that. So first and foremost, know that. And then also know that you don't need to live in the past. You don't need to hold on to the past. It's not who you are anymore, okay? And I think that that's what that is part of letting go of that past, right? You don't need to hold on to that for fear of maybe not knowing who you will be without that past. Know that that is creating space for creating a whole new version of you moving forward, integrating those lessons and allowing space for new situations to show up for you. And so you can redefine your life and redefine yourself as you move forward into that. And I think that that's where some of that fear comes in, like, well, who am I if I am not this person? Or holding tightly onto the past that, like, gosh, they were very hard lessons for me, and I'm really grateful that I went through them, and I'm thankful for them because now I'm so strong, right? But allowing that then to fuel this fire more, this passion that burns inside you more, to propel you into a space of, like, if I can handle that, what else can I handle? And I'm getting big chills with that. So it's definitely validation. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but so I want you to say this and say it out loud and call it what it is. What you're doing right now is living in a space where you are living in a survival mode, okay? And in survival mode, nobody wins, least of all you, okay? And so when you're in survival mode, it's kind of like this day-to-day living where you're just living day by day and hoping for that one thing during the day, or that one moment, that one chance encounter, that one thing that gives you that, like, ooh, yes, this is what it's all about, right? But you can live a life that is full of that joy, full of all of those highs, right? And not like a high and a low and a high and a low, or all lows and then one good thing or one high light of your day, right? So this is about moving onward and upward and into a passionate, joyful life, okay? So allow this to drive you, allow this to propel you forward. Fuel that fire within you, striving for more, okay? And so where you're out here in survival mode, grasping for straws, so to speak, maybe trying to find a common ground between you and others, right? Know that you're extraordinary, okay? You did not come here to live an ordinary life. Each of us has unique gifts that we are here to offer the world. And as part of that, this is what that fueling that fire needs to be about, is tapping into that. Why am I here? What is my purpose? What beautiful gifts do I have that only I can offer the world, and in the only way that I know how, right? So start seeking within, right? Start to look internally for that, and start looking less outside of yourself for that fulfillment, less outside of yourself for those answers, but start to look more within, because you want to be onward and upward with it, and not so much in a space where you're still looking externally. This world is constantly changing. We are constantly changing. But why we're here, our purpose, what our talents are, what our gifts are, of course we can grow, we can learn, and we can expand upon those gifts, but it will be an innate gift, remembering within you as you tap into that more and more. So sitting with yourself in that quiet space will help you to tap in with that. Now, this is not a space where you are building that fire and trying to fuel that fire in order to just protect you from the external, or those predators around you, or those enemies around you, right? This is really also looking less in your external for those enemies, but also looking within, because you can be your own worst enemy as well. You can be the person that causes your own demise, and that can happen, of course, when you are your own worst enemy. So you can be your own worst enemy when it comes to thinking errors, right? Do you tend to judge a person or a situation? Do you tend to label things? Do you tend to minimize your issues, right, rather than taking accountability for them? Do you tend to put blame on others, right? Or do you get blamed, right? Maybe it's the other way around. So these are all some things that all or nothing thinking, that like, I will never be able to do that, I can't do that, right? Start to challenge some of these thoughts as they come in. And then we also can be our own worst enemy, of course, when we tend to do this whole action reaction thing, right? This whole cause and effect. So as someone responds to you, you react to them, or you cast this judgment upon another, and then they react, and then it creates this dynamic where you're lacking in the supports, in the networking piece. So it can all bring in this whole scene where you can have this erratic, unpredictable type behavior happening. And then you feel at the end of the day like, where am I feeling supported? Why am I not supported? Why is it that nothing works out, right? Again, nothing, all or nothing thinking. Why is it that nothing ever works out for me, right? And then you tend to maybe take a step back and sit into a space where you're kind of letting it eat you up inside, where you tend to replay past scenarios. You're sulking in this self-pity, and you get in your head about things. You start drowning in those emotions. Again, know that this is about acknowledging your behaviors, acknowledging your part in contributing to this cycle, and understanding that the past needs to stay in the past. And in order for us to move forward, we know that this was meant to teach us. And in order for us to move forward, we have to be able to grow with the changing times, right? And so to get us out of this space, to get us out of this dynamic, to really move forward out of this cycle, we have to start to change in some way. Whether that's changing our thinking, whether this is challenging our thinking, whether this is changing our actions, right? This is moving us into a new space. This is how you're starting to realize, I'm building my fire and I'm trying to light my fire, and how can I move forward, right? This is about you connecting with your power. And so not sitting in that space where you're believing all these thoughts that kind of plague you from your ego, but observing the thoughts, questioning the thoughts. You've grown, you've come a long way, right? And, you know, what I feel with all of this is that there is this whole space where you want things to change, you're feeling compelled to change, and you're embracing things around you right now. And you're ready to take your power back from that situation, that circumstance, from your thoughts. And so you're ready to really build your empire now, right? And I hear that fight song, that Rachel Platt and that fight song, where one small action forward right now could be huge for you. Huge. So anything in your mind, anything that you feel compelled to do, follow your intuition right now. Start taking action on that. Start to build on your goals, right? Maybe you need to just write things down, get it out on paper, some sort of an action plan, and then totally let go of the outcome of that, right? Really release the outcome, but to start to take action one day at a time, one task at a time, one moment at a time, focusing on those goals, because I really think your reward could be huge in the end as you start to move forward in that. Okay, so this is really in that song, the lyric specifically that that stood out to me was that your power is turned on, and that starting right now you'll be strong, right? So you're not sitting in a space where you're feeling powerless and frustrated, but really channeling that energy then into being constructive. All right. And so this is where you realize nobody has to believe in me. I don't need support from other people. Sure, it's great to have love and support from others. That will come in time. But this is about you. This is you not being your own worst enemy, but being your biggest fan, being your biggest supporter. This is you believing in you. Okay. And we start to move that forward, and we get into a space where we start speaking lovingly to ourselves, speaking kindly to ourselves, where we step into our independence more and more, where we speak our truth more and more, where we take our power back by doing the things that we love to do that make us feel strong, whether that's lifting weights, or whether that is, being open and honest and truthful and raw with your emotions within your relationships. Whatever that looks like, however that resonates for you, this is really your path. You get to choose your path. You get to create how this all comes to fruition, right? And so this is really a space where it is about you focusing on your choices and focusing on how they may or may not be in alignment with your goals. And if they are not in alignment with your goals, this is your time to start to make the changes, to make them be in more alignment with what it is that you're hoping to achieve. So beautiful read here that we have for us on this Friday. I do so hope that it resonates with you. As always, if you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can contact me at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com, or you can book a session right here on the Square site, pinned in the description box below here on the YouTube, or at the top of the page on my Enchanted Emerald Facebook. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.